Hello, my name is Dolivia. I will be presenting my FYP research proposal titled Motivation to Lead Among TESOL Undergraduates in Private Universities of Malaysia. As a pre-service teacher developing my leadership identity, I have observed persistent reluctance among my peers to assume leadership roles, which sparked my curiosity. Given Correia-Harker Dugan's view that leadership is central to teacher identity and professional efficacy, this disengagement presents a paradox. Future educators may not be cultivating a foundational skill for their profession, hence motivating this investigation. Oddly, a salient contradiction exists. Despite a university environment rich with co-curricular leadership opportunities, engagement among TESOL undergraduates in Malaysia remains limited, presenting a critical gap in their professional formation. While some literature notes universal barriers such as time constraints and limited institutional support, the domain-specific motivational factors behind this disengagement in TESOL remain underexplored. This study therefore seeks to investigate this gap. Hence, my central inquiry is, why are TESOL undergraduates not engaged in leadership roles? I posit that the answer lies not merely in external barriers, but in the internal psychological construct of leadership motivation. To dissect this complex issue, I will employ the Motivation to Lead framework by Chan and Drasko. This framework stands to be reliable internationally from researchers utilizing it in military context, leaders selection for corporate and school leadership research. Asterman and Sentinkaya 2024, Kasimas 2016, and Tanaka et al. 2024. The MTL framework posits three distinct motivational dimensions, as shown on this slide: affective identity, social normative, and non-calculative. Guided by the MTL framework, I have three research questions which are shown on this slide. This study has four objectives. Number 1, to examine levels of affective identity, social normative, and non-calculative motivation to lead among TESOL undergraduates. Number 2, to explore students' perceptions, experiences, and barriers to leadership engagement. Number 3, to identify contextual and individual factors influencing participation. And number 4, to provide recommendations for teacher education programs to foster leadership readiness. I hypothesize that leadership engagement is higher in years 1 and 2, but declines as academic and practicum pressures intensify in the 3rd and 4th years. For my research study, I will implement an explanatory sequential mixed methods design. My population is all 171 education undergraduates across 4 year levels at a private university in Malaysia. The quantitative phase will employ convenient sampling to administer a survey to the entire population. The qualitative phase will use purposeful sampling. I will select approximately 8 participants, 2 from each year, strategically chosen based on their survey responses, focusing on those reporting low motivation or engagement, to ensure our interviews deeply illuminate the core problem. The primary instrument is the adopted MTL scale, a 27-item survey using a 4-point Likert format to reduce neutral responses. This will provide a broad generalizable map of motivational patterns. Subsequently, one-on-one interviews theoretically anchored in the MTL dimensions will be used to collect rich contextual data. For my data analysis, my quantitative data will be examined using descriptive and inferential statistics to profile MTL scores and explore correlations. My qualitative data will undergo thematic analysis following Braun and Clark's 6-phase approach, using deductive coding based on the MTL framework and inductive coding for emergent themes. The strength of this design is integration. The survey results will inform interview selection and provide a statistical landscape, while the interview data will explain, contextualize, and give human depth to those numerical patterns through methodological triangulation. As Ballesteros affirms in his research, university students are not only participants of knowledge, but also agents of change in their communities and future leaders in various spheres. Ballesteros et al. 2023. Therefore, in future, this research can then elucidate how leadership identity can be better cultivated for future educators and inform policy recommendations in hopes of continuing to inform future educators to be holistic, agile, and ready to lead. These are my references. Thank you. I am now open to take questions.